Well, hello!
Hello!
I'm here with Elaine.
Hello.
Yes, hello. And it's hello from her. Or should I say I'm here with Alana Moskovich.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
not my best
I don't know what you
Russian.
say. How do you say yes in Russian? I know I say no. Neat. No.
Neat.
But I don't know what
I don't know what
yes is.
Yeah. I wrote down how to say I need help.
What, in Russian or in...
Ajalasa.
Oh, okay.
Lasa.
Right.
Ajalasa.
Ajalasa.
Yeah. I need
Sounds
help.
like Vietnamese.
I thought it might be appropriate for today. I've been here a while.
I reckon we all need help. So we are back to Putin and Trump the musical because Elaine hasn't been available for the last few weeks. So we're going to go back and look at her main bit, which is, of course, way past midnight in Moscow. Yes. And we're going to spin the record as we speak. So let's find this record spin and stick it up on screen any second. Aha.
Live in 10 seconds. And go.
Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow, and the vodka is flowing like a tap. It's way past midnight in Moscow, and Donald thinks it's time to take a nap. Vlad has set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls he knew back in the KGB. Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow. Is anyone in touch with Donald's nerves?
Over here.
Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow, and these lights make Donald's 10 look even worse. We set them up, he slams them down, there's another bar away across town. 3 a.m. and Moscow swinging, sex and guns, lots of singing. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Could be time to get the bill in. But no, it's way past midnight in Moscow. Rulers invited all the men back to a flat. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Donald's wearing rulers' knickers as a hat.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Cut the coke with a credit card, shaking up the champagne heart. The party's full to the backyard, something's gonna blow. Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow. At this point, incontinence is bliss. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Yes, legends are born on nights like this, like this.
That's a wrap. Oh, what a night.
Oh, there, extra special round of applause for you tonight, I think. Yeah.
That's very good. I've not noticed the clarinet, and I just noticed that.
Really? Yeah, clarinets are great.
Really stood out for me there. Yeah.
We're gonna have a look at that on Soda and grab on those.
Great, yeah.
There's a flute and a clarinet on
The
that,
flute
both
and
doing
clarinet.
stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that just now. more so than ever before. I mean, there's such a lot to listen to, isn't there? And it's like a Disney film, isn't it? All these songs, every time you hear them, you hear more things. It's wonderful.
Well, it's basically when I'm writing arrangements for these, I write more perhaps than I should, and sometimes we take stuff out, especially for the Korgi stuff. We take things out. But for a lot of my things, I just leave them all in. So there's a lot to listen to. It's just a lot to listen to.
Amazing.
So you can go in and look at little bits of this and go, oh, that's really nice, a little bit there.
Not noticed that on the end like that before. Brilliant.
Yeah. In fact, between the clarinets, the flute, and the strings, it's like a musical tongue twister, because the violins have got stuff like and the clarinets are kind of in between all of that.
Incredible.
So it's funny. You can still hear all the lines if you listen for them carefully. So
I will listen again.
I've done my job.
I hadn't heard it for a while. So
that's
probably why
I've heard it quite a bit. But I did love it. So what have we been doing today?
Oh, my goodness me. Pulled me through the ringer you have today.
We did, didn't we?
Put me through the ringer.
We started off with a load of back and forth. We're doing stuff for Ray G, the singer-songwriter Ray G. You normally think of a singer-songwriter, you think of a young guy with a guitar.
Yes.
But Ray is a little bit older than that. He's certainly
amazing.
older than 70, that's for sure. Because when I said, guys of our age, he went, you're far too kind to me. We're doing a song of his called Despite What You Say, which is a great song. Which originally, he talked to me about it being like a Tony Bennett song. So a smooth jazz thing with a small string section, etc.
Yeah.
So that's the way I was thinking about it. And then, of course, today he breaks it to us all that actually I was thinking of Lauryn Hill from the Fugees when I was doing it as a kind of, as a soul-y kind of thing.
And then I go in and do my Marty Webb. Or
it worked really well. But it was
enjoyed it.
It was good fun. We could play you some of that, but I think actually what we're going to play you is we're going to play you something else from Ray G. This was has a wee bit of Korgis tinge stuff, and the fact that Born to Win and myself are in the background in the pub where we do this drinking song called Drunk as a Skunk.
Very difficult.
It's about a relationship with a guy. The guy's wife has left him because she's fed up with his drinking. So what does he do? He goes and does more drinking. He goes down the pub and gets drunk as a skunk. I'm going to find this video because it is very funny and was an awful lot of fun to make. Now, this was a real night in a restaurant, and the pub said we could do it. Of course, we're making all this raucous racket while people are trying to eat their dinners.
Fine dining.
This isn't the whole song. This is just the snippet of the song, but it is good fun. So I'm going to stick it up on the screen now.
Tomorrow you'll have such a head, you'll be wishing you were dead. But tonight you might as well get drunk as a skunk. Drunk as a skunk, I'm gonna get drunk as a skunk tonight. Out of my head, pissed as a goose. Man, I'll be stoned alright. You may think my outlook is naive, but that's a point of view I don't share. And just because I happen to like a little drink, well, that don't mean that I don't care. I care about my whiskey, and I care about my beer. I think it may be hazy, but one thing's crystal clear. I'm gonna get drunk as a skunk tonight. Yes, I'll be high as a kite, alright. Tomorrow I'll have such a head, I'll be wishing I was dead. But tonight I'm gonna hand me that bottle, will you?
Yeah, great fun. So that's Ray G, who was a kind of blues singer, but he does all kinds of things. He does a little bit of country, he does kind of acoustic-y, Chris Christopherson type of thing. He does Leonard Cohen kind of songs. So yeah, he does all sorts really. But he's good fun. I've been working with Ray for maybe 7 or 8 years, something like that. And Ray comes in almost every week. Every week. So yeah. And God knows how many songs I've done. 180, maybe 200 songs, something like that. Loads of them. So yeah, really good fun working with him. That particular shoot in the pub, Kerry filmed it. And as you can see, Born to Win and myself were there, and I was egging the crowd on. But yeah, great fun. We have a competition question. I'm going to go slightly out of order because I was going to play the opening of Putin and Trump the musical from the live gig that I did back in January. But I think you've only just heard the record play, so I think we'll give it a tiny little break, and we'll put up the quiz question instead. As always, I've just had to make these quiz questions much more tricky because people, if I say something about, what's the lyric to such and such a song, people look it up and they get it in 10 seconds. So we have to make it a little bit more obtuse. And this one is certainly obtuse because it's a little bit of a matter of opinion. I'm going to put it up on the screen and everything will become self-explanatory.
My favorite.
Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's what I said I wasn't going to play. Hang on a second. This is the quiz question. Coming at you. I'm really not doing very well. I'm going to try that again. There we are. That's better. Okay. So, in the opinion of the author of Putin and Trump the musical, which lyric would Trump object to most? Okay, which lyric would Trump object to most? So that's the main question. And then the tiebreaker is which lyric would Putin be most upset by? Which lyric would Putin be most upset by? So you're going to have to cast your mind through the songs in Putin and Trump the musical and figure out what do you reckon? Which lyric would Trump most object to, and which lyric would Putin be most upset by? There we are. I've got to say, I've no idea what the quiz prize is going to be. I think whoever wins it, you're just going to have to tell me what you want. Just tell us what you want, because the problem is we've given away so many prizes that everyone's got everything. We have got some new Cartoon World t-shirts. If your old Cartoon World t-shirt is getting a bit worn out.
Threadbare.
Yeah, threadbare. We obviously have all of those older Korgi CDs we got from from Angel Air. So we got all of the old stuff about the Korgis and the DVD collection. There was something else. Oh yeah, Korgis by Appointment was there. We also have, for anyone that is interested, if you have our regular version of Cartoon World, there's the other version of Cartoon World, which is the Angel Air version, which is very similar, but it's packaged slightly differently, and the posters are a very slightly different size. Right? So if you want to be a completist, got one of them you could have. You can tell I'm clutching at straws here.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, so get your quiz heads on. I'm going to come back down to us now, and see what you can remember of the lyrics. Now, it may well be that it's a lyric where you went, "Oh God, that's a bit risque, isn't it?" It may be one of those. But yeah, which lyric would Trump be most upset by, and which lyric would Putin be most upset by, in the opinion of the author? That is, in the opinion of the author. So I think now we are going to go. I'm going to show you the version from Alienated Nations, where Elaine is Alana Moscovich. Where is it? It's the one I had a minute ago, isn't it? Here we go. going up on screen
Dangerous.
now.
Reporter. Alana Moskovich.
It's way past midnight and months ago, and the vodka is flowing like it's hot. It's way past midnight in Moscow, and Donald thinks it's time to take a nap. Set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls we knew back in the KGB. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Is anyone in touch with Donald Trump? It's way past midnight in Moscow, and these lights make Donald's town look even worse. We set them up, we slammed them down, there's another bar away across town. 3 a.m. in Moscow, swinging, slamming guns and marching, singing. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Must be time to get the film in. But no. Midnight in Moscow. Continents is between the It's way past midnight in Moscow. Time to take a nap. The credit cards open up, they got me hard. Time spilled in the backyard. Something's gonna blow. It's way past midnight in Moscow. At this point in continents of bliss. It's way past midnight in Moscow. It's legends of war, no night.
What a night. Hit me on the Kremlin. 10 a.m.
There we are. Putin and Trump, the musical, live at Chapel Arts, Bath.
Yeah. What a hoot.
What a hoot. It was a hoot. Yeah, it was great fun.
Lovely night.
Yeah, it was
Lovely
great
night.
fun. Great fun. Are we going to do it next year? To do it next year, won't we?
Yeah.
I'll have written a new album by then.
You're going to have another show there as well with your new album.
The new album, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. Maybe we'll do the same. Do it in January.
Gosh,
It'll be. It will definitely be out by then for sure. I've written about 10 of the songs already.
Yeah. And I've been privy to hear a little bit today. Absolutely excellent.
Yeah. We'll fill you in on a
Lots to look
little bit
forward
of
to.
that as we go along. It's,
Yeah.
let's say, it's slightly contentious.
No.
Not that Putin and Trump wasn't contentious. Okay, so yeah, some interesting guesses there. Interesting guesses. What I would say, it's actually a lyric we're after, not an idea. Actually, lyrics. Actually, which line of lyric would Trump object to, and which line of lyric would Putin object to? So maybe just have a quick scan through those, or just even through the songs, and see if one line jumps out at you. If there's one line you remember, it might be the one. Who knows? We'll see. You've got plenty of time to kind of get your thinking caps on that. But there are a lot of lyrics. I will. There are a lot of- Rick Nicholas, thank you for joining us. The two Ricks are here tonight. Rick and Rick. Rick Nicholas, yeah, I've been working with your friend Paul Griffin, or rather, we've just been finishing off the last of the 12 songs. 12 songs, I tell you what. Oh, guys, no stopping us here. No stopping us. So that was it. Yeah, get your thinking caps on the lyrics. I think we are gonna let's talk about Way Past Midnight in Moscow. What I've written down here is actually you and I, or in fact you in particular, worked very hard at the delivery of this. I mean, you really did. You know, you kind of went into it and you went, I'm not happy with that line. We're going to do that line again. We're going to.
Wow.
I think I can do the, but no, better,
Yes.
etc.
Yes. Yeah. We raised.
Yeah.
High, to enforce that.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. It was good fun.
It was very good. And I've had nothing but good comments, especially about your end couple of notes on the like this.
I haven't heard anything. Nobody said anything to me.
Really? Oh, well, obviously, just don't want to make your head too big. They've been telling me, maybe thinking that I would pass it on to you.
Maybe so, but you hadn't until today. No, it's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah, it was good to do, and I think we did that quite early on. In fact, it was one of the early pieces that was written.
It was. Yeah.
It was written, I think, obviously the first piece was written for Putin Property, the good old days of the Cold War. And then everything else expanded around that. I know for a fact the other two that arrived more or less simultaneously, because I think I wrote them on a way back from a holiday in Spain when we were driving back.
Right.
And I was writing lyrics while we were doing the journey back through France. And it was Way Past Midnight was one of them for sure, and the other was Keep the Blue Skies Above You. So I think those three songs were definitely the early bits of it. And also the video, you worked very hard on the video too, because you had the old Cossack hat on. Yeah, Cossack hat on. The reporters thing, we made a little reporters
I didn't
thing.
have the hat on the video.
Did you?
Have that. It was just the.
Oh, it's just the jacket and the mic.
We did we worked very hard on a lovely little mic.
Yeah.
What do they call those? Mic labels.
Yeah.
Which informed everybody that I was
From the Moscow Observer.
reporting from the Moscow Observer.
Yeah.
And on the gig, well, I took a box of CDs. Alan asked me to take some CDs along, and I put this thing we rigged up to go on the microphone, Moscow Observer, on it.
Yeah.
Put it into a box for safekeeping, and then on the gig, I couldn't remember where I put this thing to go on the microphone. So that was a shame because it looked really good. Moscow Observer, nice orange and white.
So it's in the box of your CDs, is
Yeah,
it?
but you've got it.
Oh, yeah, it's probably
somewhere.
it'll be in next
Yeah.
door. Yeah, it'll be in next
Never
door.
mind. It was all good fun. But then Dan had a friend, so she brought the hat along to one of our rehearsals.
Right.
And so Dan's friend kindly lent us the hat. And it was nice and cozy. I could have done with that today.
Yeah.
It got really cold
Yeah, she was a
earlier
bit
on
cold.
in the
She was a bit
recording.
cold. Well, because of a lovely sunny day, and I was like, it was a toss-up between, do I close all the doors and put the heating on, or do I open the doors and let some of the heat in from outside? Because it was definitely hotter outside than it was in here today. But it was the wrong decision. Yeah, I should have closed the doors and turned the heating on.
Yes. People thought I was mad leaving the house today with the jumper on. It was such a lovely morning. But I knew it doesn't warm at that. Unless you've been in for a while.
This control room isn't bad.
It's not bad now. I've warmed up now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it got so cold. My teeth were almost chattering.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good. I think we're going to pick up a little bit of the Sonar Song stuff. We're going to look at the overture first as well. And the overture was written almost last. I think it might have been. In fact, I think it must have been last, because I think the last song that was written was Alienated Nations. And then a bit of Alienated Nations is in the overture. Etc. So that's in there. So I'm pretty sure the overture was the last thing written. So it was just hashed together a few different things. It was, I just thought it was quite funny to have good old days of the Cold War as a fanfare in the style of 2001: A Space Odyssey, or rather, as also expressed Zarathustra, as it were. So let's grab this up on screen. Oh, what we got some. Sorry, I was just looking at some of these answers
some
here.
good observations there. And yes, indeed. I mean, quite hard.
Oh, is the sound jumpy? Okay, so I'm looking at some of the guesses here. I'm going to give you a little clue. It's a lyric to they're lyrics to songs, not lines in the script. They're lyrics to songs. Okay, so we're going to grab Sonar songs coming up. I have the overture here. I'm going to stick it up on screen. I'm going to leave the mic on. I'm just going to move this over here a little bit because otherwise I kind of tend to disappear, as it were. So you can see up here, we have all of these things down the bottom of the screen. You look at all of these things. Purple things are strings, blue things are woodwinds, and brassy things are those orangey things. So there we are. So some of the strings here are good. Particularly I'll zone in on the strings on the Alienated Nations bit, which is here, I think. And the way the woodwinds work in with that is quite interesting, where you get the whole picture. The woodwinds do answering phrases, so a bit like this. And then the brass come and just add weight to it all halfway through. And so I think the only thing missing there are really the drums. If you put that in. So there's something learned immediately, is the minute you stick drums in, it all sounds massive, whereas before you do that, it's nice, okay, and interesting and stuff, but the minute you put the timps in, going boom, 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 and at the end there was a gong that went so there we are, that's that one. Not too much else to report on that. Well, we didn't look at any of the beginning of it, but hey, it's like 2001: A Space Odyssey meets Star Trek. Or maybe we should just play him a bit of that, and you'll get the references. Etc. There we are. I'm actually going to grab up now. I'm going to grab up the other one, which is, of course, Way Past Midnight in Moscow. Sorry, has anyone else got jumpy sound or anything like that? It all seems okay here. I don't think we've got any error messages, or not that I can see anyway. Pull it in. Always takes a second to load up, and then I have a really old orchestra plugin that I need to manually load in, because it's so old that it doesn't remember any of its presets. But it's really good, so that's why I keep using it. Won't be long. Great to see some more suggestions coming through from lyrics. We like that. Here we come. Yeah, so there's my orchestra thing. That's the one I need to load in every single time.
Any good tune played on
Yeah, there we are. Okay, so Way Past Midnight in Moscow. If you take away the orchestra stuff on it, you'll hear that it really is just pretty much guitar, bass, and drums. There's no keys in it, as far as I can see. Let's have a look. So Paul on drums, I think it's me on bass, me on guitar.
10 seconds. And go.
Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow, and what's happened. It's way past midnight in Moscow, and Donald thinks it's time to take a nap. Vlad has set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls he knew back in the KGB.
Let's go back to that section, because what happens there is strings play pizzicato. For those that have no idea what pizzicato is, it means plucked with the hand, not played with the bow. So on that section you have this.
Brilliant.
And in context,
Vlad has set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls he knew back in the KGB.
good. And I know that at the end of their woodwinds take that line over, so add in them and you get this.
Vlad has set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls he knew back in the KGB.
Yeah, very interesting little line there. Brass don't do quite as much in this whole scenario as they often do. In fact, there are no brass on it really, as far as I can see. No, it is just flute, clarinet, and strings on this. And as they get further on, they do some wild stuff. So let me just find you the very end of this, because this is Richard and Kareen went, this has got to go in Shabby Road's book of hardest violin pieces everywhere. And it's not that it was technically that hard. It's just that it was very confusing. So the strings do this. Okay, so I can tell you, but you wouldn't tell from that the count is 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And probably putting the woodwinds in will make it even worse. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Very weird. When you take off that, you get the idea of how it fits in.
That's a wrap. Oh, what a night.
Yeah, I love those little inserts you did. You need it over here.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
Let's play you the end of Elaine's particularly brilliant vocal on this last verse as she goes for her big bassy notes.
Spoiling me now.
Well, I know.
Spoiling
You
me
deserve
with
it. You deserve it.
Way past midnight in Moscow, at this point incontinence is bliss. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Yes, legends are born on nights like this, like this.
That's a wrap. Oh, what a night.
Just listen to the clarinet again then. Just excellent.
Yeah, some good stuff in there. It's good, good fun writing. I must be said. I'm sorry. I'm going to come back down off screen now. It must be said that I probably learned more about that sort of writing working with the Music Man project, because I had a lot of that kind of quite fast things, and you think, oh, what are we going to have woodwinds and stuff doing here, and those punctuations. It comes from almost that Israeli music, or sometimes the Eastern European music. All of those things seem to be quite related. Of course, Israel and all the way up to Czechoslovakia and all that are all in the same part of the world. Yeah, well, and it goes up to the Russian thing, the Cossack dancing. So
to learn that,
they often use a similar kind of scale when they're doing these, which is why I kind of set it in a minor key. It's kind of minor, but change the way to mess everyone up. So yeah, there was some great stuff there. But yeah, working with the Music Man Project, who are the people I do the Albert Hall with, or I think I've done 4 gigs with them, 2 at the Albert Hall and 2 at the Palladium, but that's it. And I wrote all the orchestrations for them, and a lot of that was very much that style of what are you going to get? You know, what are you going to get strings and woodwinds to play on? Things that are almost primarily rhythm section things. So, yeah, quite interesting. See, we've still got a lot of guesses going on. I'm going to put this back up on screen. This is probably not much help, but I'm going to put it up on screen. Okay. That's what I was trying to do. In the opinion of the author of Putin and Trump the Musical, which lyric would Trump object to most? Tiebreaker, which lyric would Putin be most upset by? Okay, so I can tell you, and this is going to be no help whatsoever, that we have 1 correct answer. We don't have 2 correct answers. We have 1 correct answer. It's just very interesting answers there as well. So we might give more, more of a point for an interesting answer than the right answer. Who knows? However, the question does say in the opinion of the author. But there we are. Okay, I'm going to come back down from screen. Very good. We've done all of that. News. It says here.
And here's the news.
Danielle is not available for the Southampton gig, which she's not. She's away. I think she's doing one of her away yoga retreats, something for that. And so, who are we gonna get to fill in for Danielle?
I'm going away on the retreat.
No, you're not. Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah, Elaine is going to be filling in on the Southampton gig.
Yeah.
She did the Scottish tour with us. She was a raging success. Danielle was lucky to get her job back after that. Anyway, so yeah, Elaine's going to be filling in Southampton.
Reserve. I'm in reserve. I'm her wingman or wing woman. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so that should be marvelous.
Yeah.
I know you've been relatively quiet recently in terms of recording, etc., because you had other things going on. But I think your nose is going to be back to the grindstone now.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. You're going to be
getting
the wheels turning again.
Today's been lovely. I really enjoyed it. The harmonies.
Yeah.
I sound like a gospel choir.
Yeah.
My speciality. That's been great fun. Of course, because your harmonies are never straightforward, which I love. If you hear basic straightforward harmonies, it's forward. So it's really interesting. Good fun.
Yeah.
So,
we try not to do too boring. But there's some good ones. I mean, we could play a little bit of one of those, couldn't we? We could play one because Paul's on drums on these as well. So this is what should we play?
Him again.
I mean, we could either play the one that you did lead vocal on, but I know that's not finished, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It is good. Yeah,
it's good.
Quite good.
Or we could play one of the ones you did bang vocals on.
Yeah, back and forth.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
Paul G.
Masters.
Great. Forward to seeing.
So I think we're going to go for Rest Easy One and Gone. So this is a great feel-good kind of sounding track. It's part of Ray, who I work with. He does mainly a lot of blues stuff, but every now and then he does a kind of religious album, and that's what he's in the middle of at the moment. But they are some of the most groovy kind of religious albums that you've ever heard. So
it's really nice.
This one is called Rest Easy When I'm Gone. So I'm going to take our mic off so we don't talk all over the top of it. And you can have a little listen to this. This is Paul on drums, Elaine and myself on BVs, and me on my here we go.
walk into that chapel, get down on my knees,
And he's got a great voice.
hoping I can find a way to put my mind at ease, looking for forgiveness for the wrongful things I've done. Need to rest easy when I'm gone. Gonna kneel before that preacher, and in a humble way let him know I've come prepared to worship and to pray. Another sorry sinner, another soul to save. I must rest easy in my grave.
Backing vocals now.
Some things I've done I'm not too proud of, and they weigh heavy on my mind. But if I show repentance for the way I've carried on, well, maybe I'll rest easy. Maybe I'll rest easy when I'm gone. It is written in the Bible, we will reap what we have sown. Maybe that's why I feel so unwanted and alone. Still got time to purge my sins, renounce the life I've led. I must rest easy when I'm dead. Some things I've done are best forgotten. I need to leave them all behind. And if I show repentance for the way I've carried on, well, maybe I'll rest easy.
And I love this outro coming up now.
I'll rest easy when I'm gone. When I'm dead and gone, need to rest easy when I'm gone. When I'm gone, when I'm dead and gone, I must rest easy when I'm gone.
Very groovy track, that, isn't it?
Rather, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty good track. Yeah, that's Paul's fault that it's groovy, I think. But yeah, it's a very groovy track there.
Nice lyrics.
Yeah, I think it's all good, isn't it? It's all.
Really lovely.
Yeah, all good.
I can feel a cathedral tour coming on. And guesting on songs of praise, at least.
Yeah. Well, that'd be nice. We'd be up for it, wouldn't we? All right, fantastic. Because we haven't got any new stuff of yours to play, I thought we'd go back and play an older thing.
Oh.
And this is I'm going to have to go up to YouTube to get this. This is a video that Elaine did, that Kerry did. That Kerry did. And if you would believe this, this is from the sessions from Burt Bacharach when he was recording Alfie. And it wasn't Cilla Black that was in the booth. It was Elaine that was in the booth. And we've got the proof right here. We've got the proof right here, and we're going to stick it up on screen. And seeing is believing. That's all I'll say. All I'll say. Here we go. This is Alfie.
What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for the moment we live? What's it all about when you sort it out, Alfie? Are we meant to take more than we give, or are we meant to be kind? And if only fools are kind, Alfie, then I guess it is wise to be cruel. And if life belongs only to the strong, Alfie, what will you lend on an old golden rule? As sure as I believe there's a heaven above, let your heart lead the way, and you'll find love any day, Alfie.
Yeah.
I love that ending. Conducting there, fantastic.
Yeah. All of that album was recorded in a kind of similar way. We did rhythm section of just Paul on drums, myself on bass, and Nigel Hart on piano, upstairs on the grand piano. So we're all in different rooms. Paul was at the drum booth, Nigel was upstairs, and I was in here. So we had complete separation on everything. We just worked through those rhythm things, got all of them sounding as nice as we possibly could. All to a click track. The click track of that was a nightmare. It was moving all over the place. Of course, Nigel has all those, and he has to come back in on the right on the beat for the other stuff. So very hard to do some of that. The rhythm, the bits that were tempo were not so bad. And then over that template, we added all of the strings, brass, vocals. Backing vocals, I was just saying to Elaine, because when we saw the video for it, it's like I looked and I went, oh, bloody hell. With this backing vocalist there singing on the video, and we haven't got any backing vocals on the track, so we had to actually put the
we did those.
Put the BBs, the BBs to match the video. But yeah, very good fun. Good
and I
fun.
did all the backing vocals on the album.
Yes.
Which I for anyone who doesn't know, I just love singing the backing vocals was my greatest joy.
Which is a good job, really, after what things I put you through.
That's
isn't it?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
But you gave me a CD to take away with just the backing vocals on. I said, take the lead vocal off. I just want to hear the backing vocals. And yeah, it's lovely. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will have some new. We've got quite a few new songs that are nearly ready, aren't they? Which
Yeah.
is that haven't been in for ages.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of new songs.
Yeah, I think we're going to take
So-
it to fruition. You and I are going to have a meeting, and we're going to make a battle plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what you were going to say.
You're going to make a battle plan. We're going to go, right, what is on this album? What do I need to arrange? What acts do I need to write? And we're going to finish off your song, Strong.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got to launch the Strength of a Woman thing, your podcast. You've got to get that together now.
I've got loads of notes. I have been busy noting.
Okay, good.
Oh, yes, I've made lots of notes and I've got some guests in mind. I've asked one or two and they're up for it. So there's lots to be done.
Lots to be done.
I
Lots
wondered
of
when you were
work
going to
to
say,
be done.
come on, Miss Gilmore. Get in the studio right away.
Yes, in the words of the average white man, I got work to do. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's great. Great to catch up on that video again. I love that video. It was great fun doing it. Look forward to doing some new ones when we get this new album
Absolutely,
out.
yes.
Yeah. Is the new album going to be called Strength of Woman? What do you reckon?
Yes.
I reckon.
Got to be. Yes.
Got to be. Okay, so competition-wise, when I said there was one right answer, one correct answer, and it was way back. Just to make sure I got it right. Yeah. And yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at something else. There's something else here. Certainly. Okay, so I'm going to put the competition back up, and we're gonna spill the beans. That's the who has won. Quiz question. In the opinion of the author of Putin and Trump the Musical, which lyric would Trump object to most? And the tiebreaker, which lyric would Putin be most upset by? Okay, so I am going to come back down here, and I'm going to tell you the answers as I saw them. Okay, and I figured that Trump would be most upset by Donald's wearing ruler's knickers as a hat. That was certainly the lyric that I had the most objection to from members of my family. You actually picked it as one of your favourite lines, I think, didn't you? You said you were at the hairdressers and you'd just been reading lyrics. And you texted me through from the hairdressers. I just read the lyrics.
I thought I was nuts, but I was so full of enthusiasm, and it goes like this, and these are the lyrics. And these hairdressers, bless them, I've never had anybody sat in the chair quite like me, I don't think, that day.
So anyway, it was Colin that got that right. Donald's wearing ruler's knickers as a hat. Colin, you got that right. I got to say, I think it might have been Paul or Rick. I think it was Paul that said, these lights make Donald's tan look even worse. Yeah, I think he might have been a bit upset by that, mightn't he? He might have been upset by that. And then for the tiebreaker, somebody almost got it right. When they said, oh yeah, size don't matter if you believe that's true. So actually it was Trump that said that line, size don't matter if you believe it's true. And yeah, Putin might have been most upset by that. But I figured what Putin would be most upset by was, though it's true I was born smaller, history will make me taller. I thought he might object to that line. That might be the one where he actually sends me the Novichok or whatever the poison is that he uses. Be coming my way once he reads the lyrics. So there we are. So I think Colin, it has to be you. Colin, it has to be you. You're the winner. I don't know whether you've got a Putin and Trump the musical script. I can't remember whether you picked one up on my gig or not. If you haven't, it's yours. The script and DVD.
Colin, did you say?
Colin, yeah, it was Colin that got it up.
Yeah, they've got one, sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't they have number one?
Oh, we could have done.
I think Colin, yeah.
Could have done.
One.
Could have done. But anyway,
So-
Colin, let's talk about what prize can we possibly give you? What can we give you? What haven't you got? What haven't you got two of? That's the question. Yeah. There we are. Maybe we need to give you another script so that you can keep one in pristine condition. Well, he does. He does.
Yeah,
He does. Yeah, he does. All right, so Colin, you are the competition winner, even though, Paul, I think some of those answers were good, and some of the other answers were great as well, must be said. Mike Webb, you're coming up to Bath. Well, that'll be good. I still don't know if it's worth taking any merch or not. I'm not sure. What do you reckon? Talk to me. Let me know what you think. I think last time we did one of these multi-bill things was a real waste of time. There didn't seem to be many takers for merch. But I'll be guided. Just come up and have a drink with us. That'll do it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so I think
Give him your car. Danielle said, give him your car. She's a strange girl.
Dan, nice to see you here. You're never on this bloody live stream.
Yes,
you obviously
been
just
teaching.
finished her work. Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, I think we're going to wrap up. I don't think there's very much else we need to say. So I think we're going to wrap up with we're going to do 3 videos from the Putin and Trump the musical. We're going to do the overture, we're going to do Way Past Midnight in Moscow, and we're going to do the finale with the Red Army dancing in time and flashing their swords and all of that great stuff that they do. And look there. Is there anything? But I'll leave this on for 5 minutes afterwards, and if anyone wants to ask any more questions or chirp any more jibes in, please do, and we can answer them or whatever. Maybe we'll sell an Atlantic Coast Express. Yeah, probably not. All right, I'm going to catch up on all those comments in a bit. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much, Elaine, for joining
you're very
us.
welcome. A pleasure. Nice to be back.
Good, yes, good to be
My happy
back.
place. It's my therapy. Therapy sessions.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
cool. Okay.
Take care, everybody. Enjoy the weather. It's some nice weather.
Yes, beautiful weather today, but freezing in here, as Elaine will testify to. Up on screen, Cold War Overture. See you all next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
it's way past midnight in Moscow, and the vodka is flowing like a tap. It's way past midnight in Moscow, and Donald thinks it's time to take a nap. Vlad has set the cameras up, there's everything to see, with one or two of the girls he knew back in the KGB. Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow. Is anyone in touch with Donald's nerves?
Over here.
Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow, and these lights make Donald's 10 look even worse. We set them up, he slams them down, there's another bar away across town. 3 a.m. and Moscow swinging, sex and guns, lots of singing. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Could be time to get the bill in. But no, it's way past midnight in Moscow. Rulers invited all the men back to a flat. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Donald's wearing ruler's knickers as a hat. Cut the coke with a credit card, shaking up the champagne heart. The party's full to the backyard, something's gonna blow. Well, it's way past midnight in Moscow. At this point, incontinence is bliss. It's way past midnight in Moscow. Yes, legends are born on nights like this, like this, like this.
That's a wrap. Oh, what a night.
Let's get back to the good old days of the Cold War. When you never knew who was sleeping under your bed.
This one's gonna be so much better than the old war.
This time we're really gonna make the town red.
It's red, it's very red, it's the greatest red.
To the good old days of the Cold War. Gonna roll up our sleeves like we did with JFK. This one's gonna be so much better, gonna snowball.
Let's get the old gang back.
While the Russia is under attack.
Let's get the old gang back. Hey, what do you say? Hey, what do you say? Hey, what do you say? That's all, folks.